The memory is not one channel, it is many channels.
Cijelo svoje djetinjstvo sam izuzetno malo pričala, tek kad me neko nešto pita sam odgovarala i nisam voljela da se družim s vršnjacima, da izlazim vani, da se igram svih tih dječjih igara. I jedini način na koji sam ja komunicirala zapravo sa vanjskim svijetom je bilo kroz crteže i raznorazne neke objekte od papira koje sam radila.
My drawings were a way of communication when I was a child, and later on my design became a communication, and later on my artworks became communication.
Ja sam rekla roditeljima da ako neću upisati srednju umjetničku školu, da onda neću upisivati uopšte srednju školu. I sva sreća da sam je upisala, jer je to bio potpuno moment nekog otkravljenja u kojem ja shvatam da postoji drugi slični ljudi meni koje zanimaju iste stvari, i tek sam se tad počela zapravo družiti sa svojim vršnjacima.
Art was always something that I took for granted, and I still do in a way. I never thought of, okay, let's become an artist, or let's what will I do in my life? Oh, let's be an artist, or let's be a designer.
Mislim, sam odlazak na akademiju ili na časove crtanja pod granatama je bio prilično lud.
At the beginning, I knew that it has to be a poster, that it has to be an advertising campaign, and that's how I chose the media. For the Bosnian girl, I knew that I want to share that work as much as possible. This story about the woman that Van Gogh was in love with and he lived with, which was so unjustly described in a history as a very banal story of some prostitute that he took and lived with, which is so obviously not true when you take a look of this drawing. And it made me think about this role of this woman and the role of the history, how it writes its own stories, no matter what true emotions are behind. I love film because in the film you can go through time, like you can go back in time, you can be in two different places in the same time. I chose it for the film What Do I Know because it was the perfect medium to tell this story about the memory and my family. Especially in this 4-channel video installation, when you edit these 4 films, you are like, as the audience, is able to see that work every time in a different way. And I think that the memory function in a similar way, because you have all this information and it depends in a moment how you edit them in your brain and how they come up. Berlin plays a significant role in the film Gluck, epitomizing a place in which suffering is part of the past, but is also a potential future. I just remembered one quote that I read on the very beginning of the war, that I tried to understand and try to find comfort in repeating that sentence. Happiness is when you feel that what once you thought as oppressive has now become the only meaning of life. I believe that everyone who survived the war is always dividing his or her life in these three stages: before, during, and after. That was such a strong influence that I completely forgot who I was before. And it was something very needed to go back and to understand that actually what I just said was not true, that the war did shape me up, but it didn't make me who I am. The trauma is so present, and because of lack of communication, so everyone were kind of frozen in this state where they are still massacred. 15 years after the war, people who came to this casting for the extras, because I did ask if they were in Sarajevo during the war, because it was important for me to know if they know what I'm talking about, if I say the snipers were shooting there, like how they would behave. And that was just a trigger for people to start to share their stories. The title of the film is 1395 Days Without Red. The siege of Sarajevo lasted 1395 days. It was advised not to wear strong colors. The sniper is like a bull, so avoid red at all costs. Motley colors were also a bad choice. The sniper is a fool by definition, and every fool loves motley colors.
Pa veoma često se zapitam kakva bi ja osoba bila i kakav bi ja umjetnik bila da nisam proživjela rat.
Finding happiness in a very small things in life, and being able to enjoy the candlelight. Over the last year I've been creating a new series of the works which are based on the different kind of needleworks. I see very strong connections between knitting in the memories in the process of making both of those works. I don't know if I will continue do needlework or films or something else, but I guess that the memories will keep on being a subject in my work.